everybody. We wanted just to hop on real quick and give you an update from Team Nugget. Kind of put faces behind the names. I know you see our post with our names. Some of you are our friends on our personal pages. But we just wanted to give a quick update. Right now, we are waiting on a motion to be made by a city council member. We cannot go forward with getting the ordinance changed that bans swine in the city until one of them proposes a motion. We have emailed them, but at this point, we have not received a response. The only person that has responded to us has been the mayor, and he has been very kind and gracious to us and helped us navigate the city council meeting and how it works, because we didn't know how it worked. If you've never been to one, I encourage you to go. So for now, we're just waiting and hoping that someone will make a motion. We wanted to discuss a couple of things that people, have commented either on our post or asked us, or, commented on the news post. The biggest thing that I think the most common question or comment we get is, that they don't want farm animals in the city. But if you read the ordinances, it allows cows and horses and goats and sheep, any other livestock farm, whatever you want to call them, animal, they are all allowed except for pigs. It just says swine in the ordinance, but that's all it said. Swine are prohibited inside the corporate limits, and we learned that corporate limits are the city limits.
We don't know why they are banned. We kind of tried to find out. We've had a lot of older people in our community say that they remember hogs being raised in city limits, but we can't seem to find out when it changed or why.
And during the meeting, when Team Nugget spoke, and then the city attorney, they asked him, well, when was that put into place? And he didn't know, and none of them knew, and none of them could tell us why. So if anyone knows why or when, we'd love to hear from you, because we can't seem to find out. But the biggest thing said at the meeting that we attended was that they were worried about an angry 300-pound pig, coming at them. Well, 300-pound is a probably gross overestimation of the weight of a pig. They're going to be usually under 200 pounds for a potbelly pig. A pig like Nugget, a pig like my pigs that I have at my home. Nugget weighs, 50 pounds? Yeah. Nugget weighs about 50 pounds. The largest pig I've ever had at my home, and I've had many that I've fostered, weighed 210 pounds. And that was the biggest pig I had. But pigs by nature, if they are spayed or neutered, are not aggressive animals at all. They don't wonder if they're spayed or neutered. They stay at home. Pigs are pretty lazy. They just like to lay around and sleep. They're not crazy active like a dog or, some of these other animals. But in reference to he doesn't, want a 300-pound pig angry in the city, but there's cows and horses, and so we looked up some of those weights, or even mastiffs. Lots of people have mastiffs.
Great Danes.
Yeah, and Great Danes, they average 250 pounds. A cow, 1,600 pounds, but there are cows in the city. A goat, female goats can weigh up to about 300 pounds, male to 350 pounds. I don't know if you've ever owned a goat or been around a goat, but I grew up around goats and they stink, point blank. Pigs do not stink, pigs don't sweat. Contrary to popular belief, they are not dirty animals. They like their area very clean. All my pigs love blankets. They are hypoallergenic. Let's see what else.
What out a pig smells like? I feel like it's almost like organic, like patchouli oil.
Yeah, like a natural, like earthy almost smell. to really no smell. But some of the other things about pigs, you know, that these pigs that have been displaced from their homes, you know, pigs suffer depression. Nugget's been depressed. You've seen it on her videos. I've posted about it. She misses her family and she'd like to go home. In spite of our best efforts, we seem to be stuck like a stick in the mud right now. But I'm trying to think of other things that people have asked us.
I know that with the misconception we've had a hard time correcting is that when you say pig, you think either farm pig or wild hog that you hunt. They're not either of those. They're cousins of sorts, but they're not a wild hog, so therefore not aggressive. And they are not farm pigs, therefore they're not 600, 700, 800 pounds. They are not native to America and weren't brought over until 1985. So a lot of ordinances that do not allow swine or pigs of some sort are older than that. So they weren't brought in to be pets until later, and they just never got changed. But they are recognized as pets from the government, federal government.
Yes. So pigs don't get fleas.
No. They can get pig lice. Usually it's when they're teeny tiny and not properly housed or cared for. But it is Nugget, actually, when she came to me all teeny tiny and in deplorable conditions, did have pig lice. It took a spray bottle of something that cost me about $9, I think, at Tractor Supply. Sprayed her down, they were gone. And people cannot get pig lice. Dogs cannot get pig lice. They are exclusively just on pigs.
And I also want to say, you know, there's a local rescue here in our area that is now at full capacity due to, I don't know if I want to call it a raid or what, with the whole pig thing that went down.
It seemed like it just got enforced. And there are other people that I'm sure have potbelly pigs as pets in the city that is just not a nuisance yet, therefore they haven't got a knock on their door yet. Even one of the people we associate with that did get a notice stated that animal control actually came to her house several times before she ever got a notice to rehome her pig. So they came out without asking that she be rehomed right away.
With all of that being said, I think it was on a Monday.
I think it was Tuesday.
Yours was a Tuesday.
Mine was a Tuesday.
When I learned about it, it was Monday. It was on a Monday, and a pig person I know had messaged me a screenshot of a post someone had made on a pig site saying, you know, asking about the animal control and all of that and what's happened. And so I had texted Megan and asked her if she knew them, and she didn't know the person, and I didn't either. And then it was Tuesday that they came to Megan's neighbor's house for that pink pig that I posted about when all of this first started. Megan and I hadn't even seen the pig in months, literally. We would talk about, have you seen the pig? What happened? You know, because she'd lay out on her porch and just bask in the sun. And when that pig was seized or surrendered, whatever you want to call it, the comment was made that Megan had a pig. And that is what happened in Nugget's case. Nugget didn't do anything wrong. She didn't bite anyone. She didn't wander. She wasn't roaming loose. She had done nothing. She was at home being a good pig.
My neighbors have called me over systematically to let me know that they support me trying to get her back, that she never bothered any of them, and they're really sorry. I have an older lady that lives across the street who just liked to watch her graze in the front yard. So my community has been very supportive of me trying to get her back.
Prior to this happening, though, I had worked, I guess, with the rescue for 3 years, and in all that time, I've never once taken in a pig from the city, or the county for that matter. I have taken in 2 pigs from McMinn County. on separate incidences years apart. But I've never once had someone call and say, oh, there's this pig running loose all over Cleveland. Can you come help us? Or, there's this pig, I don't want it. These people want their pets. They want their pigs. Their pigs want to go back home. It's just very frustrating to us for such closed-mindedness from the council members that, that they just won't hear us out, or we have proposed all sorts of rules and regulations and stipulations, and it honestly, what we proposed couldn't be more heavily regulated.
No.
Honest.
Expensive. For that matter,
expensive.
I even went as far as to suggest that we could get them microchipped so that the owners were held responsible if the pig was loose. Because like a dog goes to the pound, the possibility of finding the owner that just let their dog loose is very low. So the citation for animal at large is not given very often because you just can't find the owner. Whereas if we had our pigs microchipped, which some vets will do it, some won't. Some here in Cleveland didn't recommend it. At least if the pig was at large, then the owner would be responsible for the citation, which would hold them accountable for not properly caring for their animal. But I haven't, like she said, I have not heard back from anyone other than the mayor as of today.
We did a permit, that you would have to have a permit to have a pig, that you couldn't have more than two pigs, that they, past Nugget's bedtime.
The reason for two was because a lot of the shelters are overrun. It would be nice for people who are pig people to be able to have the opportunity to own a pig and maybe foster one from time to time. Not that everyone just needs to buy two pigs, or sometimes pigs, if you adopt, kind of come in pairs. Yeah. They bond and they're family just like they're your family. You love her? Love Nugget. So it would really help out a lot of the rescues if they were able to place them somewhere until they have space or can find someone who can adopt them, which is what Lori has done plenty of times now.
Yeah. I think I've had a total of 10 pigs come and go from our home. They've all been successfully adopted, and they're all living their best lives. I get updates. I just got an update today, actually, about Granny Charlotte, and she's doing really well. But the thing about it is that we had the permit, the microchip, the 2 pig limit, spay and neuter.
Even a time frame for the spay or neuter.
Yes, even a time frame for the spay or neuter. And then other animals that are allowed don't even have those regulations.
Not even dogs in the city limits have any of those regulations. And we like to point out that these are not meat pigs. I've had plenty of posts on the news channels or on the posts that were shared. One person even detailed how he would butcher and eat my pig. These are not for meat, not according to USDA or other places that, maybe in third world countries, but the meat is not good on these pigs. So they are completely useless other than that of house pets. If they go to the animal shelter and are not found a foster or someone to adopt them or to take them in, they will just be put down.
And I also want to say that the shelter here has been less than helpful, I guess, with pigs that did come into the shelter. I know one time I personally called the shelter about a pig that was there. And on their Facebook page it had said rescue only. Well, since I work with the rescue, we were going to pull the pig. However, in the end, the pig had been stolen from a military member, and that's how it came to the shelter. It was stolen. It wasn't that he had neglected it or it was running at large. The pig was literally stolen, and it was reunited with him. But when I called them, they were, less than receptive. And then I know I've talked to other rescues that, they're making them pay fees to pull a pig.
Feeding them dog food, which can be deadly to a pig.
Yes. And the pound is no place for a pig. dogs are prey. No, dogs are predators, and pigs are prey. And that constant barking and being in with dogs and just the concrete floor is not good for them. You know, it's just pigs do not go to the restroom where they eat or drink or sleep, yeah, or any of that. There's no grass there to graze. There's nothing. There's no outdoor time for a pig or anything of the sort. And so, you know, we feel like our proposal would do the best that could be done to keep a pig out of the shelter. But like we said, we haven't heard back. So we're still waiting. We would be lying if we said it was not discouraging, because it's been a long time now. It's been well over a month.
And in my email, I asked if I should be there for the July 8th meeting, which is Monday. And my email was getting forwarded to the city manager, city planner, to let me know if I should go, but I have yet to hear back. So I do plan on attending.
And we encourage you to attend with us as well. The meetings are held at 1 p.m. They start at 1 p.m.
That's the working meeting.
Yeah.
And then there's a regular meeting that starts at 3.
At 3. So it's kind of a hindrance to the time of it with those of us that work during the day. It kind of kills our presence there, because if they don't tell us when we should come, when we're needed to come, when they're going to be addressing it, then, you know, we don't know. And how many of you could take off work every other Monday for half a day to go sit in a meeting that's maybe totally irrelevant to what your cause is, or your purpose? And so if you know, are off work, or, you know, you stay at home, or whatever you do, work a different shift, and you can attend, it would be much appreciated. We usually try to sit together and support each other. But we will keep you posted on that and on what happens. Megan is going to go. I'm not able to go due to work, but...
And we didn't understand exactly how it worked. The mayor did talk to me and let me know what I was supposed to do. But when they said a large group, we had the support. We did have a large group, but what we didn't understand is that although the ones of us that planned on speaking, we raised our hands, we got up, we said what we wanted, anybody that was there that supported it could raise their hand and stand up and say the exact same thing, almost in a giant monotonous group kind of way, to get the point across is that plenty of people in Cleveland approve of a potbelly pig as a pet.
And that was a hard lesson learned.
Yes.
But
considering most of everyone in that room left after the working meeting kind of spoke, that we had quite a good group there.
Yeah, we did have a great group there that day. But we learned a hard lesson that day. But like we said, we'd never even attended a meeting before, and we didn't know how it worked. And if you go online, when all this first started, we knew that this had been proposed before by another pig person that is part of our group. She's been very helpful to us, sharing what she presented when she spoke about it and tried to get it changed. When was that? Years ago?
2016.
Okay, 2016. And it's not at all what you would think. You know, she's been great to give us advice and share her documents that she shared.
We have gotten farther, in a sense. But hers, it said, died due to lack of a motion, which means no council person made a motion in favor. It's kind of where we're at. If no motion is made by one of the council members, then ours dies too.
And that is our fear. And that is why we wanted to hop on and just tell that, because we still need your support. Honestly, we probably need it now more than we ever have, because without that support and showing that the community is behind us, they're not going to make a motion. They're more, in the meeting, things that were talked about, that the new city sign needed flowers with a pop of color, or a certain type of tree behind it. Things like that are not at all what I thought went on, I guess.
Parking lot.
Yeah. Naming a park after someone.
Which was a good idea, but it wasn't even greatly received by everybody.
No.
Which was odd, because I thought it was actually a genuine idea considering the community the park was going into, but the comment regarding it was kind of just...
Yeah, it was not well received at all.
I also want to say that I did have somebody comment who signed the petition. She said she signed it because I looked like a responsible pet owner and that I love my pig. But she was saying that she had lived by people that had pigs before, and they had a pen, and it was just a mess. Everyone that we associate with in this whole process, they have indoor pigs. Not a slew of pigs hanging out outside in a pen or a barnyard or whatever. Pigs who are left in pens that do smell or aren't upkept. That's not what we're going for. We are going for a responsible pet owner.
Yeah.
Someone who is going to take care of, if your pig goes outside for hours of the day, you do need to clean that up if it's not a big enough area. You do need to keep them clean. They shouldn't root everywhere. They don't root nearly as much as people think they do. There's iron in the dirt, and that is what they root for. It's like a supplement for them. Nugget has not rooted one hole in my yard. She likes some hydrangeas. She likes rooting around those a little bit, but it's already loose from planting it. She doesn't cause any holes or divots at all. And she's not outside all that much. So anybody that has had an experience next to pigs, if they were outside and you had that, poor care, then I'm sorry, but that is definitely not what we're going for in changing this.
Exactly. That's not what we're promoting. We would never condone that. But the same thing would happen with a dog if you did that. If you put a dog in that same sized area and never expanded it or moved it or did whatever, the same thing's going to happen.
It's going to be obnoxious. I always say I have a large breed dog, and her and Nugget are best friends. And my dog is way more obnoxious than Nugget. She barks at everyone that even thinks about walking in front of the house or next to the house or down the street 4 blocks away. She's going to have something to say about it. And smell-wise, way more obnoxious than Nugget could ever be.
Yeah. But Nugget does miss home, and I'm certain that all the other pigs can you imagine all the life you've ever known in a house and you're put in a barn or taken to a rescue with 30, 40 other pigs? That's the fate some of these pigs have faced.
They are so complex emotionally and intellectually, that of a child.
Yeah,
so
a 3-year-old.
Many of you may think this is a stretch, but it's almost like a 3-year-old child being pulled out of their home and thrown into a foster group home.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty much their ability to feel is of that same standard or level.
They cry. They'll cry tears. Everyone's seen the video of Nugget going to the door. She still, even to this day, goes to the door because she's looking for Megan.
I just went to get a coffee out in the car, and she followed me to the door.
Yeah. But we're going to press on. We're continuing to wait, and we're going to continue to post things and tag people. We encourage you to send us anything that you feel will be helpful. We always encourage your contact with us. I can't tell you how much we appreciate all of you. It's been honestly overwhelming.
It really has.
People, it's just wild at the support that we have gotten. I think it was Saturday. Wasn't it Saturday, the Esther's?
Oh, Esther's Army.
Yeah, Esther's Army shared our post, and we cried, literally. Esther's big in the pig world, and she does a lot of good. the people that are part of her are amazing, good people. Belly Brothers has, shared our post and supported us. Buchanan's Barnyard has. There's so many more, and I hate to even mention names because now I don't want to leave anyone out. But we see you, we appreciate you. We try to always thank you and comment back. We both work full time, 6 and 7 days a week, and so between the two of us, sometimes it's more difficult than others. We have lots of late nights.
Yes.
I don't think I've ever been more tired in my entire life. Last night at 12:30 or 1.
She was texting me about a comment on our page.
And we are tired, but we are not giving up. We're not going to go away, and we're going to keep on pressing on until we get this changed, because if you can have a cow, if you can have a horse, if you can have a goat, there's no reason you can't have
miniature ponies.
Yeah,
We've seen
miniature ponies.
Miniature horses in Cleveland. And what?
150 to 350 pounds.
So we're talking about the same size except shorter.
Way shorter. They've got tiny legs.
And we also talked about doing a live, if anybody would be interested in that, and ask questions or
do like a Q&A.
Watch Nugget do funny stuff. I don't know if she does it's funny.
She can do
tricks.
Can eat
on camera.
She likes to do. She does. She likes to be bribed. She knows. But she can do tricks.
Yeah.
She sits. She comes when she's called. But it's a hard road right now for Nugget. And so she's getting lots of extra lovin's. I kidded with Megan the other day that I needed the rack for her baby, that I would just carry Nugget around because she just burrows herself, next to me, and she just lays there. All my other pigs are out, soaking up the sun, relaxing, and Nugget's in here being sad. And so that is a large driving force behind us continuing to press on, even in, times of discouragement. Like now, we are discouraged, but we're going to keep on. But we just want to give you the update. We want to thank you all for your support. Please share our post. Feel free to reach out to us. You can be friends with us, on our own pages.
I was even pulling other city ordinances for somebody who was concerned about her city.
Yeah.
So I was reading ordinances for that city. I have learned how to Google better than anybody on the planet, I'm pretty sure.
We've gotten lots of questions, lots of, in other cities that are much larger than Cleveland, or even as large, I guess, they allow them. And there were some misquotes by the city attorney on what their ordinances were.
Yeah, I corrected it in my email.
She did correct it, because we had read them.
And I called and verified every bit of it.
We have friends in those cities that have, been in contact with us. We've made friends all over, literally. Esther's in, Canada?
Yes.
Yeah. And so we just ask that you continue to support us. But if you have any questions, just let us know. Feel free to ask us anytime. Let us know if you want us to do like a live feed. You'll have to bear with us. We are not pros at this at all. But we will do one with you. And then you guys can ask us or comment or, whatever. There may be things we haven't addressed. It's hard to address everything, or things you just personally want to know, and we'll be more than happy to answer those. But we encourage you to invite your friends to like Team Nugget, so we can get as much support as we possibly can, because without it, our motion will die too. And, the pigs aren't going to get to go back home where they want to go and where their families need them. But again, we just want to thank everybody, and let us know about the live feed, and we will see what we can do, and we will do it. You guys say bye? We love our Nugget. We're going to give her a berry. Thank you. Thank you. She's sleeping.